MS Ramaiah University of Applied Sciences.
Hello friends, with this experiment we are determining the abrasion value of given coarse aggregate using Los Angeles testing machine with an abrasive charge. Apparatus: Los Angeles testing machine, 1.75 mm IS sieve, weighing balance, oven, set of sieves 80 mm, 63 mm, 50 mm, 40 mm, 25 mm, 20 mm, 12.5 mm, 10 mm, 6.3 mm, 4.75 mm and 2.36 mm. The principle of Los Angeles abrasion test is to find the percentage wear due to the relative rubbing action between the aggregate and the steel balls used as abrasive charge. Pounding action of these balls also exists while conducting the test. Abrasion tests on aggregate are generally carried out by any one of these methods: Los Angeles abrasion test, Devil abrasion test, Dory abrasion test. Abrasion test is carried out to test the hardness property of aggregates and to decide whether they are suitable for different pavement construction. Procedure: arrange the set of sieves, that is 80-63, 63-50, 50-40, 40-25, 25-20, 20-12.5, 12.5-10, 10-6.3, 6.3 4.75, 4.75 2.36. Pour the given coarse aggregate and sieve it for about 15 minutes. Take 5 kg of sample for the grading A, B, C or D and 10 kg of sample for the grading E, F or G after sieving. Pour the required quantity of sample into the Los Angeles machine with different number of spheres which is specified in below table for different grading, that is A, B, C, D, E and F. Place the cover plate on the mouth of the machine. The machine is rotated at a speed of 30 to 33 revolutions per minute. The machine is rotated 500 revolutions for grading A, B, C or D and 1000 revolutions for grading E, F or G. At the completion of the required revolutions, discharge the material carefully from the machine to tray. Sieve the material through 4.75 mm sieve first, then sieve the finer portion through 1.7 mm IS sieve. Collect the material which is retained on 1.7 mm IS sieve. The material retained on 1.7 mm IS sieve is washed, dried in an oven at 105 to 110 degrees Celsius. The Los Angeles abrasive value is expressed in terms of percentage. Observations and calculations in terms of weight of dry sample taken, weight of sample retained on 1.7 mm sieve, number of spheres used, and Los Angeles abrasion value in percentage is made.
Hi students, today we are discussing an experiment on abrasion testing of aggregate. So what do you mean by abrasion? The wear and tear action of the aggregates, we call it as a abrasion. As per the standard practices, there are 3 methods of doing the abrasion test on aggregates. The first method, what we call it as a Devil's abrasion testing machine. The second one we call it as a Dory's abrasion testing machine, and the third one we call it as a Los Angeles abrasion testing machine. Let us look at all the 3 types of abrasion testing machine and I will tell you which is the standard method of doing it and how to do it. So as we discussed, this is the first method called as a Devil's abrasion testing machine. So this is the second equipment called as a Dory's abrasion testing machine. The third experiment, what I discussed, is the Los Angeles aberration testing mission, and this is the standard that what we are going to do in the laboratory today. So I'll just explain the apparatus which is required for doing this particular experiment. So this is what we call it as a Los Angeles testing mission. It is having a diameter, it's a diametrical cylindrical drum which is having one open lid, and if you keenly observe, it's having a diameter of 1.2 meter, and it is capable of revolving in the anti-clockwise direction. You can revolve this in the anti-clockwise direction. Coming to the apparatus required, we require IS standard sieves of size 20 mm, 12.5 mm, 10, 1.75 mm and pan. Along with that, we want the weigh balance of 1 gram accuracy, and the aggregate portion 2.5 kg passing 12.5 and retained on 10, and 2.5 kg more passing 20 and retained on 12.5 mm. This test is a simulation of field test where when we apply the brakes, your top surface of a bituminous layer or concrete layer is going to undergo the wear and tear. This test can be done for any of the aggregate size starting from 63 mm till 6.3 mm. So whatever I am doing today is for a standard size. Okay, if I just talk about the grades, we have a grade from A to E. What is this A to E grade means? This A will be having 63 mm down aggregate. Like this, there is a, for the variation of sizes, the grades are given A to E. What I am doing today is grade B, where I am taken 2.5 kgs of aggregate passing 20 retained on 12.5, and 2.5 more kgs of aggregate passing 12.5 and retained on 10. So to simulate the field condition, we are going to add a surcharge in the form of iron spears. These are the iron spears what I am talking about. For different grades, I am going to add the different numbers of surcharges into the drum. Coming to the experimental conduction, so we are going to add 2.5 kgs of aggregate passing 12.5 retained on 10 onto the drum, and also aggregate passing 20 retained on 12.5, 2.5 kgs into the drum. As I discussed, we are doing for the grade B. If I just refer to the standard chart, I need to add the 11 surcharge weight. It is 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 4 is 11. I am adding 11 surcharge weight into the drum to create the field condition. After adding the surcharge weight, I am going to close the lid of this abrasion testing machine. We are just going to bolt it with the help of washers so that nothing of dust should come out of the drum. Tighten this completely so that none of the dust particle escapes out of the drum. Now your system is ready for testing process. What we are going to do is, we are supposed to create the field simulation. To create the field simulation, this has to be start revolving. So we are going to fix up a constant RPM of 30 to 33 revolutions per minute. Okay, so for 500 revolutions we should operate this particular movement. coming to the setup, here we have the control on and off switches. Okay, onto this we have a control panel over here, like what you observed in the other equipments. We have emergency button, stop button for this. Okay, it's a start button. What we are going to do, as I told you, we are supposed to do it for 500 revolutions. I fixed the 500 revolutions manually over here, and I'm going to start the mission. After complete 500 revolutions, what we are going to do, we are going to wait for a minute and we are going to remove this shutter of the drum. We are going to unload all the mix inside the drum to the tray. ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಮಾಡು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. The mix, what we are going to get is sieved through 1.7 mm sieve. The weight retained on 1.7 mm sieve will be noted. The weight of aggregate retained on 1.7 mm is noted down. The ratio of weight of aggregate retained on 1.7 mm sieve to the weight of aggregate taken gives you the aggregate abrasion value. Your aggregate is of good quality, that means the wear and tear will be less. Okay, you get a very good abrasion value. If it is more,